Alright everyone, so I recently got these in the mail today, and these are for the Nintendo 64. So I got the Rumble pack, the expansion pack, and a controller pack, or is the memory card. They're kind of dirty, so I want to take it apart, clean it up, but you're going to notice something. It's like, oh, looks like I'm getting back into the N64. Kind of. I've had an N64 for a little while, but something happened to it, so I'm actually getting another one. And just a little hint here, hint, is I'm getting one complete box, which I got a really good price on it. So expect an unboxing video of that coming soon. But I'm here to take these apart, clean up the plastic. They're kind of dirty, and you gotta love eBay when it comes to stuff like this, because the pictures normally look better than when you're actually getting. So I was kind of wondering why they never really showed the other side of this memory card. Yeah, that's why. So I'm going to have to actually clean this up. So let's go ahead and take this apart. And I got this, actually I got a set of these special screwdrivers that are designed for security bits. I know a lot of times people buy the little bits. I actually got actual full sets like this. It was like $8-9 on Amazon. It's really cheap. So let's go ahead and take that out. Plus, we get to see how it looks like on the inside of these things. I've always wondered. Of course, I may have to be careful on how these things go back together. Okay, that slides forward. Well, this thing actually has a battery. Huh. Okay. So yeah, that's how it looks like on the inside of a controller pack or a memory card for a Nintendo 64. So yeah, this I'm going to clean and get this crap off. But for now, let's go ahead and take the other ones apart. Actually, for now, I'll just put the screws in there. Actually, you know what? This might be a jump cut. Well, I do have this special little tray that I could actually use for this video. So we'll just leave it like that. It's a special tray that has a magnet on it, so I can just throw the screws on there and it's not going to go anywhere. And let's go ahead with the Rumble pack. And this thing is actually pretty filthy. Ugh. Alright. Oh wow. Look how dirty that thing is. Especially there. Yuck. Yeah, I'm definitely clean this up. So let's get these screws out. And one thing I really like about these particular screwdrivers I have is that, because you know they actually use a good material on this, it's not going to strip, which is pretty nice. Take this one out. And we get to see how a Rumble pack looks like inside. Alright. Take that. That's how it looks like inside. We just pull this part out. And this one is going to need slightly okay. It just slides out like that. Cool. And this is pretty interesting. Look how it's connected. So if the motor ever goes out, you could theoretically just buy this part and just swap out the cord. Interesting. And yeah, I'm going to have to clean these contacts. I'm going to do that with all of them anyway. Now the more interesting one that I'm actually looking forward to taking apart is the expansion pack. Now from what I've read online, the ones Nintendo used for this, if you ever wonder why these things have so much vents on them, is because these particular RAMs these particular memories that Nintendo used gave off a lot of heat. And, you know, to help keep the system cool, because keep in mind that the N64 does not have a fan. So unlike the PlayStation, well actually the PlayStation and the Saturn didn't have fans in them, I don't think. But yeah, for some reason the way Nintendo chose their parts, it always seemed to overheat with these things, from what I've read. Alright, so this part comes out. Looks like it's a little dust cover. And the rest of this is actually all one piece. So yeah, this is all one piece together. And I think the only thing I'm really going to do with this is just blow this with air, and then the rest of this. Oh, actually there are screws on this side. So yeah, let me grab screwdrivers. I probably should have been a little more prepared. I thought it was just going to be a little bit in here. Alright. Might as well use this tool now. Why is this not opening? There it goes. Yay, first I'm actually able to use this particular tool. Let's see, what do I need here? It's this little iFixit tool set I have here. Alright, should be this one. Because basically what I want to do is try to take these apart as much as possible, so that way I can do a better cleaning on this. Now why is this still not coming out? Oh, okay. Oh, so I lift this. Out kind of. this thing is glued together. It doesn't want to seem it wants to budge. I mean, there's got to be a reason why this piece of plastic is on here. It wouldn't be on there for no reason. I mean, like this part here just comes out. And then just the bare plastic here. But what is this part for? Okay, so looks like, from what I can see, I can kind of pull this apart, but this thing uses like a double-sided tape thing. It's a special tape, double-sided tape that absorbs the heat and is actually on top of the chip. But I would like to take this red plastic off. Because this part I don't really mind too much. You know, I can just, just use compressed air, be done with it. But I would like to clean this top part out because there's like a lot of dust inside. But I wonder if, you know what, let me try something. Might as well utilize this tool to its fullest potential. So let me try this. Maybe I can pry this. Maybe. What's nice about these little pry tools is that the plastic on it, I mean, it's stiff enough, but it's soft enough that it's not going to actually damage anything. But this has to be held with double-sided tape. Oh. Oh. Okay, apparently it just came off like nothing then. Okay. Okay, so this part then. Huh. Alright. Let's take a look at this. So yeah, that's the actual memory on the chip. Good thing I'm making a video on this, because if I forget how to put this back together, I can always just refer back to this video. So I can just, okay, I can just pull apart. Like so. And just to make sure, I'll just leave that on there for now so I don't lose that. Alright, so this part is taken. Well, I guess I could just clean the entire thing now. But what about this? This has to be held with tape. That is my guess at this point. But yeah, this thing must be held with tape. If that's the case, then I'm not going to take this apart. I would like to, but I don't want to break it. Yeah, so I guess what I'll do then, because I don't want to make this video too boring, but this has to be held with double-sided tape. So unless I can, let me see if I can at least get this black plastic thing off. See, am I able to squeeze it? No, I can't. See, I don't want to break this. You know what? I'll just leave it like this. I'll just clean it like this and go from there. Alright, so looks like there's going to be a jump cut now, actually. Before I started cleaning this, I just now noticed with the rumble pack is that it seems like there was some corrosion with the batteries at one point. I mean, it's not too bad. Actually, I can clean that off very easily. But yeah, I'm actually going to have to address that. So there's some on here and some on this. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick up. But if you see any blue on there, that's what that is. So yeah, good thing I took this apart, because I'm going to have to address that now. Yeah, this is one thing I will say though, is this is one of the downsides when it comes to with these older systems, in that it's kind of hard to, I don't want to say quality, because you know all this stuff will work, but because you're buying them secondhand, you're kind of relying on the people that had these to, well, essentially take care of it. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this little 0.8 millimeter type of point thing on it for this. By the way, this iFix-A kit is actually kind of cool, because it's actually designed to fix electronics, mainly like smartphones, things like that. Alright, that out. Alright, so now I'll be able to clean this easily and clean these contacts up, because they're pretty bad. One for the memory card is not too bad, but the worst one is actually this rumble pack, which kind of makes sense because, you know, at least when I had an N64 when I was young, there were games that supported the rumble pack. So the way they would set up the games is that you would have the memory card in the controller, and then when it came time to use the rumble pack, pop this out, pop the rumble pack back in, and away you go. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean all this plastic shit out, and actually I'm gonna see if I can should be able to push this out. Hence why I say should, because I would like to get this corrosion out. Alright, I'm not going to bore you with this part. Alright everyone, so I'm at my bathroom sink, and let me go ahead and fill this up. Yeah, this thing is a little messed up. Alright, I should hold it now. So while that's filling up, actually, let's go ahead and just toss these in. And I managed to get that other piece of metal out. Actually, I don't think I'm going to need all that. stuff in there. And for good measure, I'll throw those metal pieces in there. I'm going to let them air dry anyway. But this is how I normally clean my plastic stuff. You know, if it's able to go in the sink, obviously I will throw it in there. But if, say, like this thing here, there's still some crap in there. Well, of course, let's go ahead and throw some soap in there. Alright, so I do have this little electric scrubber thing. This is a Rubbermaid binder, but it's designed to clean bathrooms and stuff like that. This is like $8, $9 in the Big Lots, and the one I went came with this attachment with it, this little corner piece. So in this case here, you know, I can always, actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the flat one. So what I could do is go underneath here. And clean that up. Especially when it comes to these little especially when it comes to where the two plastics meet up, that's usually where a lot of grime gets in. It's not really necessary to clean the inside, but especially where all the exposed areas are going to be very useful. All right. And I'm going to throw this in the other sink since I have two sinks here. So I'm going to continue on with the next one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this one here. Alright. And we go on to the next one, and basically I just rinse and repeat pretty much. Okay, so I clean them up, and this water is actually kind of dirty. So let's go ahead and do all that. Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention about using one of these, I don't use this to like scrub really hard because it's already underwater, it's already loosening it up. This just helps it loosen it up even more and just helps agitate the dirt and grime on it to rinse away. That's really all this is for. You know, you're not using this, of course if there are some stubborn ones this helps, but it's really there just to help loosen it up so it just like, you know, rinses away pretty much. Now, I don't have vinegar right now in the house, which is something you probably want to do, so this is probably something I'm not really going to recommend you doing. But in this particular case, I got most of it out, if not all. Again, this wasn't really that bad with the corrosion on it. Actually, let me go ahead and wash my hands real quick. Alright. So after I let it go in the rinse for a little bit, it's time to go ahead and actually rinse these out. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better now. All right. And I will say one thing though, when it comes to these stickers, personally I don't care because I got this so cheap. It was just dirty, but the sticker is already coming out. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and just take that sticker fully off. Probably do the same thing with this, I'm not sure yet. But one thing I did wanted to talk about are these types of things when you do have some residue on here. Now this is actually starting to come out, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm actually going to grab something, which is something I use a lot, especially when I pick up games and consoles, is this. This is actually what I use. This is the spray gel version, but it's Goo Gone. So I would actually spray something. I would just spray it like that. So you know what? So that's going to come out. I'll do that too. And because I actually like doing that in the sink, because I can always just rinse it and just wash away. But you know, I would spray it on there and I would let it sit there for a little bit. So I'll give it about 5 minutes. Alright, so I let it sit here for a while. Let's take a look at this, see where it's at. Alright. I'll just move down the side. Go ahead and rinse all that out. And I'll use it. And it's out. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and soak this down just to get the residue off of that. Alright, and this is going to need some more time. Spray some on there. And I'll let that sit for just a couple of minutes. Remember, that kind of stuff you want to let it do its thing. you don't want to try to force it out. Just let the product do its thing. So I'll come back in 5 minutes for that. Alright, so it's been several minutes now. Let's see how this is coming. Okay. So yeah, if I think it's going to do this now. Yeah, that's going to come out. Alright, that's clean now. Now, you guys might have your own way of doing it, and that's perfectly fine. But this is just how I do it. If it's something that I'd rather do a deep clean on and sacrifice a sticker, especially when it comes to just, you know, this type of stuff, you know, just the accessories, then I'm okay with losing the stickers. Because I don't like using dirty stuff. Alright, just go ahead and dry this off and we're ready to go. Alright, so yeah, this table's getting a little bit out of hand, but now that I got all the plastic cleaned out, I'm just letting them air dry for a little bit. They're almost dry. I don't recommend you guys doing this, but this is what I do sometimes if I'm in a hurry. Is to use some compressed air and just like blow out like in the holes and stuff like that, just to make the process a little quicker. But it's usually best to let it air dry. But for this video, I'm going to continue on. Now, when it comes to stuff like this with the contacts, we're going to clean those. I'm not going to sand them down because it's not really necessary. They're actually not too bad now that I'm actually looking at them. So just a standard, you know, just some Q-tips and Windex is what I do. Some people might disagree with this. And that's perfectly understandable. But I just take it. Scrub them back and forth. Again, these are really not that bad. Actually, this wasn't really that bad at all. Let's go ahead and dry that. Yeah, there's actually no dirt coming out. That one's done. And let's do this one here. Yeah, this one's worse. If they're really bad, you could sand them down, but part of the reason why I don't really recommend doing that, unless it's just one of those extreme cases, is because a lot of times they would put special coatings on this to help these not really corrode. So when you sand it down, you're actually taking the finish off, and you might just cause it having problems down the line. So use the sanding part as a last resort. If it works, even if it's not really pretty, If it still works even just by doing this, leave it. Actually, you know what? I think I just realized I wasn't in the shot. Alright. So I'll grab this other one here and probably do it in the shot this time. So I take some here, soak that up. And now take this and just go back and forth. If you need to go up and down some, you can do that. And got some dirt out. But part of the reason why I like using Windex not only is because it's just easy to find, but it does a good enough job that it's not really going to do that much harm. And also because, well, it dries fairly quick. So I got some of it out, but it still looks good. So yeah, I'm fine with those. Alright, so it's pretty much time to start putting this stuff back together. Now I will say one thing though, I did do something especially with this to get the corrosion out that I don't really recommend doing, but after close inspection this was actually it was actually pretty bad on this. So I don't want to say what I did because I don't want to give out ideas, but I did something I don't really recommend doing. So I'm basically taking a chance on that right now. So now it's time to start putting all this stuff back together. So let's start with the memory card. All this stuff is pretty much dry now, so let's see if I remember correctly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a jump cut. So I had to move the camera up a little, so even if I'm over here, you still can kind of see it without being out of the shot. So if I was out of the shot earlier, I do apologize. But let's go ahead and start putting all this stuff back together. So let's start with the memory card. Kind of goes in one way. And then this kind of plops on, slides back. Then you got the two screws. So these are going to be these guys here. Put that back together. And again, you don't need to over tighten this stuff. It's plastic. If you over tighten it, you risk it stripping the screw holes. So once you start feeling tension, just give it a slight turn and stop. Because again, you know, it's not really meant to hold on super tight, you know, just enough to keep this stuff together. So now we will do the memory card, the rumble pack. And of course this, let me double check on this connector here. Just to blow out any dust on that, and then we will connect this back on. Alright, snap, snap, and we throw that on there. Yeah, it obviously goes one way. So this is probably going to be one of the trickier parts on this. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do this part first. Actually, before I continue, Let me put this back on without dropping this, of course. And this is supposed to go in one way. Alright, now we take this other part here, slap it on there, and now seems like this kind of goes in there. Then I think I'm going to do something like that. So I'll kind of drop it in there. You want to make sure those little latches goes on there like so. And then you pretty much press it down. So now, grab those screws. Tie these on. Now the longer ones, these screws, the one for the rumble pack and the controller pack, uses the same screws. The expansion pack uses slightly longer screws. So if you are taking these apart all at once, you can kind of tell which goes which. Now, the screws now are stopping and then a slight turn. And it's on there. So now we just take this part here, plop it back on, and I have a nice clean rumble pack to use. Put those to the side. Yep, alright. Now it's time for the expansion pack. Now hopefully I remember how the hell this thing went. I feel like a complete idiot if I somehow forgot. Now it seems like this went on here because of that little dot in that piece of rubber. And then this goes on here, like so. And actually, you know what? Before I continue, let me actually screw those down first. I really hope I remember how this thing went. So I would feel like a complete dumbass if I forgot. It wouldn't be the first time I forget something. Alright. Still don't understand what the hell this black piece of plastic is for. It must be there for something. Okay, you know what? Because, okay. It helps keeps this red piece together. Yeah. I did manage to clean out those little holes on there, so it's all nice and shiny in there now. So now, we can go ahead, pop this on. And if I remember correctly. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm starting to feel like an idiot right now. Once it goes over here, I know all these holes are supposed to line up. That's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, you know what? I could have sworn that something got sandwiched together. Was it this? I know something was sandwiched together. Shit. Okay, I know this part goes on the bottom. So it goes like that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back on my camera, look at the video, and be right back. Alright, so I actually figured out how it goes together. Alright, so now you take this part here, and this, with a little slot inside of it, and those actually slide together. So it's going to kind of lock itself together, but all these holes are going to line up together. And then next, I'm just going to go ahead and lay this piece here. I guess I could put it more in the middle. Then you take this piece here, lay this on top, like so, and then this lays on top, like so, and then this would be the back. So we want to go ahead and lay that on there. Take this, put it on here, and that goes like so. And then, actually I did forget one piece. This part here. So let's go ahead and slide that on. It's just a little dust cover type of thing. So we'll throw that on there, like so. That goes on top. And this slides over it. And now all you have to do is grab these screws, plop them on, don't drop the screws, and screw them together. Again, you don't need to make them super tight. Just snug it up. And this is all back together. Sweet. They're all nice and clean now. And I guess I'll find out when I actually put the stuff together if I somehow screwed it up, but hopefully I didn't. So yeah, let's me clean these up. So really the only thing left I have to do for the most part really is wait for the system. I don't know why this thing is getting caught on this. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Like always, have a good one. Like this video, leave comments down below. What else? Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. All that good stuff. Share it. Like always, have a good one.